Hey guys, I just kind of wanted to do a YouTube video because lately I've been buying more wigs and stuff, and a lot of people wanted to, know where I was getting them and stuff, and like a little bit of information, basically I've been getting a lot of questions about it, so I decided I'd make a video and just address a lot of the stuff. My hair's kind of weird because I've had it in a wig all day, but uh, I started buying wigs and wearing wigs like probably 2 years ago. And I remember my first wig was so awful. It was like this little red thing, and it was like really curly and long, and it looked nice in pictures, but it was really, really shiny and bad quality in person, and I wore it like in public and stuff, and people like stared at me, and it was really bad. Looking back, it was very embarrassing. I get almost all of my wigs on Amazon, and buying from Amazon is definitely a gamble, because, people on there will literally sell you fucking yarn sewed into a trash bag and fucking send it to you and be like, oh, it's a high quality wig. Like, people literally don't care about the quality of their stuff because they can find any picture on the internet that they want and basically use it to advertise, and that sucks. And I've run into it more so with clothing stores than actual, wig stores. I haven't had a lot of problems with a lot of wig stores. The only time I ever had a problem is I was doing a cosplay of Dave Strider, and I had ordered a short blonde wig for it that was, male style, that looked really cool in the picture. But when I got it, it was short in the front, long in the back. I was wearing a mullet. And I was very irritated and mad. There was nothing I could do to cut it and fix it, so I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna throw this in the trash. The shorter the wig, the harder it is to, deal with stuff like that. But these are the wigs that I have right now. There they are. But yeah, I probably should have brought them down first and showed them off one by one, but, I'm lazy, so whatever. Alright. Bring these biatches down. Talk about them one by one, why they're good, why they're bad, whatever. And of course, I will link where you can buy each of these wigs in case you want them for yourself. Alright. Alright, so the first one is the one that I actually just got recently because I just started buying wigs again. It was supposed to be like a purple at the top, and it was supposed to gradiate down to the ends in like a wine red type of color. But it's not doing that. It's very shiny. And this is an example of kind of like a not very good quality wig, but you could definitely, still use it for, pictures or cosplay or whatever. It's still good for that. It's kind of tangled. I've wore it, I think, once now, and it's starting to fall out quite a bit. So yeah, that's an example of not the greatest wig. And I have this one that I've been wearing. I actually just got it yesterday, and I've been wearing it nonstop since then. I've actually gotten this wig multiple times because it's such a good quality. The first time I bought it was for cosplay, and I keep buying it because it's so nice. The first time I had it, one of my cats decided to tear it up, and it was just really bad. But yeah, you can see it's definitely a more flat color than the other one. Like, you can definitely see the difference in the color and in the quality and stuff, and even in the way it moves. And they were the same price. At least I think. I think this one might have been a little bit more, like a couple of bucks more. But yeah, they're around the same price range, but this one's a lot nicer, and that's why, it's so scary buying wigs from Amazon, because you can never know. you can go for something really expensive and it can be awful, and you can go for something very cheap. Like this was 20 bucks, and it's my favorite wig. The only issue is that it gets kind of tangly at the ends. It's kind of hard to brush through, but you can't really tell in pictures and like in person and whatnot. And I wore this out. We went out on like a date last night, me and my husband, and we went out to dinner and stuff, and I wore this out, and it was great. It was really nice. So this is definitely my favorite out of all of them, you know. And this is the kind of wig that you want because, you know, it's easy to take care of. They even sent it with a wig brush. And it's nice and flat and nice and definitely wearable in person. Now, the other three wigs I've yet to try on and, like, take pictures and stuff, so I don't really know. But I'm just going to give them a quality check based on what I can see. Now, this is very soft. It's flat black on the top and blue at the ends. Now, the first thing I noticed is that it's kind of shedding, and I haven't even brushed through it yet, so that's not good. And it's also a lot thinner than in the picture. And this is very important, and this is kind of an example to, you know, buying things off of Amazon. If the wig is, like, on the model, like on a person rather than on a wig stand or a wig model or whatever, it's definitely a little bit of a gamble, and so you should definitely, you know, stay away from those unless it's a wig you really want and are willing to gamble for. But even as I'm running my fingers through it, you can't really see, but even as I'm running my fingers through it, it's definitely shedding. It's also a lot thinner, like I can see the wig cap through some parts of the wig, so I definitely have to brush this out and, you know, wear it very, very, you know, sparingly. And definitely only in photos, rarely in person. But still, it's got a nice flat look to it. It's not quite as flat as the other one, but it's definitely not quite as shiny either. And then I've got this short one that I bought that I can't decide if I really like it or really don't like it. Because it doesn't quite look like what it did on the model. Like, this part is a lot longer than the rest of the hair. And the model, it was a full bob with just straight across bangs. And the bangs are kind of, you know, kind of faded. So it's not quite the same. But it's very soft. It's kind of shedding, but you'll have that no matter what wig you buy. But it's very soft. It feels very nice, very smooth. And hopefully this will look nice on. And the last one I got, I actually saw on another model on the site I work on. And it's just so pretty that I had to get it. You can't really tell from the webcam, but it's gray mixed in with like a greenish blue color, like a turquoise. And it's curly at the ends, and it's actually pretty flat for, you know, it's very hard to find a flat wig in like odd colors. And this is definitely very nice, and it's got it looks exactly like the picture as far as I'm concerned, and it's very lovely. It's kind of tangled, but that's what I've got the wig brush for. It's not completely tangled. It's not shedding so much, and it's definitely more at the ends, more blue at the ends than anything. But yeah, it's very nice and definitely a good investment. Hopefully, it'll look good in pictures. But yeah, those are the wigs I have so far. I have other, you know, kind of ratty wigs that I didn't really take very good care of. But some other things before I end this video. Just know that wigs, especially, you know, stuff like this, they're not forever. So don't get upset, you know, when your wig starts to fall apart, because that's going to happen regardless. It's not your real hair. It's not attached to your head. It's not attached to the net. It's sewn in the best that the person that made it could possibly do. And so definitely don't get upset when your wig falls apart. Just, you know, take the best care of it as you can. Retire it when, you know, it can't be used anymore, and just get more. And they're not expensive for a reason. But the more you spend on a wig, the more likely it's going to last longer and it's going to look nicer. And also, definitely know that wig care is incredibly important. Before and after you put on your wig, like, definitely get wig stands like these, because they hold up your wig, and it definitely, you know, when you're buying wigs, consider your space use and stuff, because if you don't have enough room, then you're gonna have to keep these in bags and stuff, and it'll like make them get really ratty. And I used to do that when I lived back at my parents' house because I didn't have the room to keep my wigs anywhere else. So definitely get wig stands if you can. And before and after using them, make sure, you know, you comb through them with your fingers a little bit. And if you can't get a very thin wig comb, I don't have mine on me right now, but I can probably link a wig comb on Amazon. But wigs are definitely fun, especially in like my line of work when you get to be a different person with every wig, and it's fun. Alright, that's about it. Leave suggestions in the comments. You know the drill by now.